Full masterclass with bonus modules is free on WAP. First link in the description below. Welcome to part 4 of Act 3 of the official Matrix Masterclass. Family, friends, and relationships, where we go over everything on how to maintain, keep, and create new relationships, and sometimes you gotta break them off. Now, for me, family is everything. Quite frankly, that's how it should be. Every culture has different beliefs on this topic, but as the person I am, I believe family is everything, meaning it automatically trumps everything else in life. Especially as a man, everything I do is for my family in some way, shape, or form. You should think and operate this way too, as it's incredibly important that everyone has a strong foundation of who they are, who the people around them are, and who they should become. However, there are always two opposing ends of every spectrum. With the love of pure and warm-hearted family members, you can also have the hate of abusive and cold-hearted family members. It's important to never hold the abuse too close and break the generational curse. The foundation of identity. Your family, biological or not, shapes your sense of self, values, and beliefs. These can be both positive and negative. You are a product of your environment. For example, if your family is predominantly Christian, the chances that you will grow up to be Christian are much higher than if your family were Satanists instead. Of course, this isn't guaranteed to be the case in every single situation, but the exceptions don't disprove the general rule. The generational curse. As I previously stated, you're a product of your environment, and this doesn't stop at the positives. If your family contributes to your life in a negative or abusive way, it is likely that it will carry on to you, your children, and never stop until someone finally decides to consciously put an end to it. This is one of the saddest truths to the real world. For instance, many adult pedophiles were once molested or sexually abused or assaulted as children. This, of course, is not an excuse for their behavior, but a reason to understand why pedophilia even exists. This also applies to serial killers. For example, many begin by being desensitized to violence and murder. Quality over quantity. Building true friendships is a matter of how loyal they are rather than how many you have. Quality over quantity. One truly loyal companion is worth more than any amount of money can buy. Especially as a man with bold aspirations and dreams, brotherhood and networking is extremely important. You will never become truly successful without a network of like-minded individuals that share the same goals as you do. Oftentimes, it's not what you know, but who you know. For example, if you're job searching with little experience, somebody you know could potentially set you up with somebody else that they know to get you a job. Never overlook who you have inside your inner circle and build a strong one with people you can trust that will never double-cross you in any situation. A concrete foundation. A healthy romantic relationship is built on mutual respect, trust, and communication. Without these, no amount of chemistry will make it work long-term. Maintain your individuality and passions. Codependency is unhealthy. Ensure you are both growing as individuals while supporting each other. Be clear, direct, and empathetic in your communication. Understanding where your partner is coming from will help you both tremendously. Conflict is inevitable. Learn how to resolve disagreements without escalating them. Practice calmness, empathy, and compromise rather than winning arguments. Ensure both partners are on the same page regarding long-term goals, whether it's finances, children, career moves, lifestyles, etc. Homeschooling, which is one of the best gifts you can give to your children in the modern era of the education system. Without getting into every tiny point of detail, I'll give it to you simply. First of all, school mimics prison in nearly every way possible. And secondly, school creates slave workers, not scientists or engineers. Not to mention the propaganda your child would be exposed to modern day. Homeschooling allows you to manage what your child is learning. Life is extremely short, so don't waste their time. Teach them the important things in life because school won't. And if you're worried about your child not being able to socialize, take them to a park, bring them to church, sign them up for community activities. There's always ways around the conventional route placed in front of you. And now onto real gender roles. So forget everything society has told you about men and women. Let's take a step back and understand how a real healthy relationship operates. I'm including this because I know damn well school won't teach you this, so I will. Men and women operate differently, as many of you know from sex ed in school. But what you may not know is that God made men to provide, protect, and lead their family, whereas the woman is the homemaker. This simply means that the woman ensures that her husband and their children are nurtured and taken care of in the more emotional side of things. This is why men are generally created with more physical strength and capabilities than women, and women are generally created with more intuition and are further in tune with empathy than men. Not to say that men don't have any feelings, but women tend to just lean into that more. And oftentimes, this dynamic can create friction between partners when they do not properly understand how to complement each other. For example, traditionally, the man goes out and works, providing a salary and income for his family to put food on the table, and the woman takes the food that they buy and cooks it with their love. Although it does not happen often, the man still must uphold the physical strength and capabilities to properly protect the family in the event that any danger arises, while the woman will nurture and pamper the family with love. Additionally, the man must lead his family. He must show his wife and children how to act by displaying love, affection, respect, and other important life lessons, as well as following God. In fact, children are 80% more likely to be Christian if their dad is. Now, life as a man. And since the dawn of time, men have always been the leaders, protectors, and providers for their families. Unfortunately, in today's society, and with modern expectations, any man who outwardly practices strength and masculinity will be scrutinized. Regardless, men must band together and fight for what's right because brotherhood is one of the most important things a man can have. For men, wealth isn't just about the big house and flashy cars, but how many brothers he has beside him, ready to fight till the end, his ride or die. Without men like this, you have nothing. If you want the full Matrix Masterclass with locked modules, bonus sections, downloads, and the path to break out of the system, you can access it for completely free on WAP. First link is in the description below.